In the State House in Concord, New Hampshire, joined by the Secretary of State. Mr. Secretary, tell us what it's going to be like in the days leading up to the primary for you.
Well, the week between Iowa and our primary is a very different week than any week in the 4 years between cycles. The work that we do, printing ballots, getting them distributed, is always done before that week begins. But it's accommodating a lot of people that come into the state, questions about what are the procedures, what our vote will be like, how people can vote, who can vote. That's what occupies a lot of our time.
What kind of turnout are you expecting, and then what do you do to prepare for that?
I'm expecting that we'll have a really high turnout. It'll be a record in some ways, depending on what you look at. It'll be over 500,000, and it's going to be at least that.
Mr. Secretary, does somebody have to be declared to a party in order to participate in this event?
Yes. Every person, when they cast a ballot, is a registered member of a party. So those that are undeclared, that have not designated a party on the checklist, those individuals can come in and ask for a party ballot. They then get registered in the party, and then they get the party ballot. And on the way out of the polls, they can sign a form that will they'll revert back to the undeclared status. So when we're a closed primary in the sense that everyone, when they're voting, will be a registered member of one party or the other when they're voting, and those that are registered at the time they walk into the polls, they only can get the ballot of the party they're registered in.
Mr. Secretary, you've heard more than anybody probably why New Hampshire should be first in the nation in this process. What's the defense you give?
Well, it wasn't planned to be first. And we're actually celebrating the 100th anniversary of the first New Hampshire presidential primary. But the first New Hampshire presidential primary wasn't first. It became first 4 years later. And so 4 years from now, it'll be the 100th anniversary of the first in the nation. It evolved. It was simply a small farmer who wanted to have an opportunity to be part of the process, to be able to be a delegate and to help select who gets to be delegates in New Hampshire. That's how it started. It was to give more people a chance to be part of the process. And we ended up getting it sort of by accident in 1920, and we had it for half a century, and it became something that no one expected it to become. And we were determined after that to preserve the tradition, and we continue to do that.
With the Secretary of State talking about the process, Mr. Secretary, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome here. Glad you could be here.